Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen and this really will be quite a short vlog today, all for the love of fabric. So I'm here just to share with you some of the beautiful fabrics that I have been acquiring recently. As I mentioned in my last video with my sewing plans, there were quite a few other things on the way and most of them have now arrived, so I thought I'll just pop on and share them with you, share what I'm planning to make with them, a couple of which I may have talked about already in my last video, but there are worse things than repetition. So yeah, it's a very casual Sunday afternoon, and I just thought I've got 15 minutes and I'll just pop on and have a chat and yeah, for my sanity, just take that little 15 minutes out. So firstly then, what have I got? I have a massive box of goodies here. So I'll just show you. This massive box has arrived from Jenny Stitches. So this came just midweek and I have actually opened it and everything. It's not that I haven't got to it, I just haven't got to pre-washing and putting away. So inside here I have some patterns. So these are things that I am planning to make in the kind of near future. So in here I have the Deer and Doe orange dress, which I talked about in my last video, and I have the fabric in this pile somewhere to do that. And the other pattern in this box here is the Charm Patterns Society dress. So this is one that I've decided I need in my wardrobe, and I talked about that in my last video too, so if you missed that you can go and check that out. But yeah, these are two of my top priorities once I make a start on my outerwear, which I also chatted about in my last video, so I'm not going to go over that again. So those are the patterns that I have printed. So Jenny actually does do a zero pattern printing as well, and I don't really enjoy that whole process of sticking together A4 pieces. I used to do it quite a bit. I only do it now for tiny little makes or for baby makes and things like that, accessories and small person clothing items only. So I'll show you what I've been buying. So you don't really need to get too excited about this. I just stocked up on my iron-on interfacing while I was there because I'll be starting to sew more wovens and I need to make sure I have enough of that. And I do, because actually as soon as I ordered it I found quite a bit more from a previous order that I'd made from Jenny. So let's see, what have I got to show you? I showed you some of this the last time I was on here creating a video, and I got more of this. So this is the Budding Rose viscose jersey. Simon had bought me like 3 meters of this for Christmas and I just loved it so much I decided to buy it, what was left basically, buy it again. So I have here 2 meters. I actually bought 1.5 because it showed 1.5 as being what was left on the website, but Jenny has actually sent 2 meters. So I'm quite lucky. And I got this to make kind of like a wrap cardigan. Now I have a butterick pattern that I made a long time ago, which is quite simple. I think it's like 2 or 3 pieces and it's a lined wraparound, very classic looking vintage styled cardigan. But the tilly and the buttons pearl is also an option. So I know I'm making a dress. I might actually make the society dress out of the fabric that Simon bought me, but I just knew I'd like a cardigan in my wardrobe as well in this fabric to wear with plain items. So I did, I bought some more. So the next fabric that I have here again is a cotton jersey, and I know I'm trying to kind of move myself away from sewing with jersey and try to get back into the woven fitted styles, but sometimes you do just want comfort and sometimes you get a gorgeous print, and for me anything with a good floral is irresistible, and I kind of love that watercolor effect of the print of those roses. What really drew me to this fabric, because I don't know, I kind of didn't think about it when I first saw it on the website. I thought, well, it's beautiful, it's a floral, but then Jenny herself made a dress out of it, and when I saw it as a garment, totally fell in love with it. You can check Jenny's garment out because she'll have it both on her YouTube channel and her vlogs, and I'm sure there are pictures of it on Instagram as well. So yeah, the burgundy was lovely, but I kind of veered towards the navy background. I think it's because we're still in winter, and I'm just drawn to those dark bases. So I purchased what basically was left on the website. There was 2 meters left, and I hate buying 2 meters of fabric. I always like to buy 3 because I'm generally thinking about dresses. So 3 is the minimum that I would buy, 3 to 4. So there was only 2 meters left and I bought it. However, thankfully, it did come back into stock. So I ordered some more and it's arrived yesterday. So I'm actually just going to pair them off together. Get rid of that rubbish. That's going to get played with, I'm sure, by one of the dogs because it just missed the bin. So I have threads, which are for all my upcoming projects. And yeah, there's another meter of the fabric. So that gives me a little bit more to work with. And that might be a Georgie dress, it might be the Esme dress. It's going to do one of those sew over it patterns that have been sitting here for an absolute age, completely ignored, but it's time to kind of fix that. Then one of the other things I bought is this, I can't remember what kind of blend it is, whether it's like a poly viscose or something, but it's a black watch tartan, and I have a few black watch items in my wardrobe already, but I think bar one, those are all ready to wear, and I don't ever really go for those anymore. I don't reach for them. So I think I have like 3.5 meters of this, and I do know what this is going to become. This is going to become a Schultz apparel Gerda dress, one of my go-to, one of my favorite patterns. And yeah, that's what that's going to turn into. What else did I buy? Christmas is over, I know, but I have like 4 meters of this gorgeous Christmas print. So it's got these little Christmas dinosaurs all over it, and when it first came in I wanted to buy it obviously, but I wasn't doing an awful lot of sewing because I was in my 9th month of pregnancy, so I didn't give in to temptation. But obviously after Christmas I thought, well, do you know, it's still there, there's still some available, so I bought it up, and I'm going to make Christmas outfits for next year. Now whether I make pajamas, matching pajamas for the 3 of us, or whether I make like little sweaters, t-shirts and a dress for myself, who knows, but I bought up that fabric anyhow. And then I saw that the Lakes fabric store were having a kind of like January sale, and it came up as an advert on Instagram. My targeted ads seem to work sometimes, so I think they had like 50% off. So I bought another 2 meters of this fabric just to pop into the stash for next Christmas. So yeah, I have a lot of that to play with, but I just absolutely loved it. And it just kind of gave me fun vibes, so I had to purchase it. But yeah, the Lakes was a store I'd never shopped with before, so it was a new find for me. Then the last thing I purchased from Jenny is this lovely sweatshirting fabric. So it's coming up a little bit orange on my camera, but it's a really beautiful red. It's got these light and darker pink heart print on there. So I'm either going to make a sweater or a true bias Marlowe cardigan, but yeah, that's the last of the fabrics that I bought. And I got some coordinating pale pink ribbing as well, which Jenny helped me pick out because I didn't want to just order a red, because I didn't know how that would actually work just by seeing it on photographs. And Jenny quite rightly pointed out that it didn't really work, so we've gone for a contrasting pink instead. So I'm going to pop those away. You can tell where my favourite fabric store is. And then actually the other thing I got with my extra viscose jersey was I finally printed off the Charm Patterns Hepburn top. Now, I'm not really a separates person, as I chat about quite often, but I thought I'm going to give this pattern a whirl. I don't know why I haven't done so already. And of course I will end up adapting it into a dress. I'm sure whatever version of it I make. There are quite a few variations, so we'll see how we go with that. A lot of pages. I'm glad I wasn't sticking those together. That would have taken me quite a while. But yeah, I love the fact that I can get my pattern prints along with my fabrics and all my haberdashery pieces in one place. It's brilliant. So then the next parcel that arrived was from Beyond the Pink Door, and I did chat about my plans for this fabric in my last video. So this is just it's like 3.5 meters of bamboo jersey. It is so beautifully soft. I love the eco credentials that you know you're conscience free when you buy a bamboo jersey, and it's just so breathable. It's antibacterial as well. I mean, there's so many lovely properties about bamboo jersey, but this is to make the deer and doe orange. So that is something that I'm going to get pre-washed ASAP. That and my viscose budding balloons. So I'm going to leave that out because that needs to go into the pre-wash. Then while I was, I mean, like I literally went to get myself the bamboo jersey, but while I was there, I also just happened to see this beautiful viscose print. So again, as I say, I love a floral print, but it wasn't just that it was a floral print that caught my eye. So again, you've got these beautiful spring colors on a black background, but the clincher for me, and I remember actually ordering this in a very similar design and colorway from Jenny a couple of years back when I was, you're kind of starting out, and I didn't make a dress that I go to very often because the fit isn't perfect. But it was like a yellow with the same kind of floral print, and it had then the same detail, which was this beautiful scalloped embroidered border edge, which is really what drew my attention to that fabric. So I got myself like I think 3 meters of that. That's going into the stash, and that will make a beautiful little summer dress. But again, as with most of the things that I sew, they're not really for one season. I tend, because I live in Ireland, to just make what I like and layer until I get the most appropriate weight of clothing for me. So yeah, that's that. Then I've got a couple more things here, and they're kind of, you can see, quite autumnal. So the first one I have is a cotton, and I'm a big fan of quilting cottons for dressmaking. I use them quite a lot. In fact, I think there is a vlog, if you go way back in my channel, I'll pop a link in the description if I remember, but I do have a video there where I chat about why I love quilting cottons and how to use them for dressmaking and things. So I absolutely love this print. This was from Little Miss So-and-so, who again were having an incredible sale just after Christmas. And this is a Lewis and Irene print. I think it's called Evergreen. But I absolutely loved it. Loved that woodland theme, the little animals, the little pop of colour you get there from the little birds. And again, I think that's going to be a Gerda dress, much like my black watch, because I do go for those quite a lot. But yeah, that will be one for autumn, which I can then layer up and wear throughout the colder seasons. And then the last thing that I bought was, I think, 2.5 meters of this beautiful Fabric Godmother viscose twill, which again, I'm buying with the intentions of sewing up for autumn, but I just loved those colors. That is my palette, that is my vibe. And I think it was only like £10 per meter, so it was a really, really good deal in the sale. I thought, why not? I know I don't need it, but I'll wear it. And I thought it was really, really pretty. And I do really like viscose twill as well, because you get that fluidity from the viscose, but you get a little bit more heaviness, which is perfect for the colder months. Yeah, just absolutely love that palette. As you can see, I wear it all the time. And that is it. That is all of fabrics that have arrived. That I'm going to make marguerite out of. I know that. That's just my, you know, go to, which is why I ordered the 2.5 meters, because I know that the marguerite dress only takes the 2.5 meters. It doesn't require 3 and above. So yeah, that was my little fabric haul, and I do have a few more things I think on the way, which I'll share with you of course when they do arrive. I did finish sewing up my Jessie cardigan, so if I get a picture of it in the next 24 hours before I stick my vlog up on YouTube, I will include that in around here somewhere. But yeah, I just thought, because a lot of what I'm wearing at the moment is very, very basic. I'm wearing a lot of nursing clothing, obviously, because every 2 hours or so, that's just, you know, nature calls. And so a lot of what I have is very basic. I'm wearing a lot of black, I'm wearing a lot of navy, and really is just for the accessibility. And it is, yeah, a little dull. So if I'm going out and I'm on the run, I just wanted something a little more glitzy to put on. So I've made this, as you know, if you come to my channel, I've made this before. I've made it in a beautiful pumpkin and black check, which you can check out in my previous vlog. Again, I'll link it down below. And I made 2 boucle versions of this, and they have just been my go-to over the last couple of months. And yeah, I know I'll reach for this just as often. I liked it because it had that gorgeous gold lyric, so you feel a little bit smarter, a little bit dressed, even though what's going on underneath is so basic and so functional. It just makes you feel a little bit better on the outside. But yeah, that's where I am. So this evening, the one thing I do think I will have to get done is cut out my Dorothy jacket pattern pieces, and then maybe tomorrow, if Henry's having a nap, I'll be able to cut out my soft shell fabric. And that's just a little project that I'm going to work on and chip away at bit by bit by bit, because it's not something I just want to sit and binge. I'm not going to enjoy it if I do it that way. And I think then in between, whenever I'm just not getting the vibes, because it's something that I'm making out of necessity, it's an essential piece for my wardrobe, not something that I just want to make because it's pretty, which is kind of why I sew. But yeah, I think I'll do that, and then I'll work away at my society dress, and I might even get that other cotton jersey into the wash as well. And I need to decide whether I'm making the Georgie or the Esme, and they're both dresses that I haven't made before, so maybe we'll just do a quick fit check with the scraps of fabric that I have. I have a whole box full of scraps which I use just for toiling. It's worth doing, even if it is a jersey. And I know some people say the jersey is really forgiving, but particularly if you're making something that has that wrap, you want to make sure it sits really, really well. And just, yeah, because my measurements have changed a lot, I'm not taking any chances at the minute. So that's where we are. Hopefully I'll have some progress to come back and report in a few days' time. But for now, I'm going to get back. And I'm actually heading over to my brother's. It's his birthday, and he requested a banoffee pie. So I did make that this afternoon, and that's going to have to come with me now. And hopefully it'll get there in one piece. But wherever you are, I hope you're having a lovely weekend, an enjoyable Sunday. And yeah, I'll catch up with you all soon. Take care. Bye.